let's talk about the role of the hips in the golf swing. Okay, so what I find a lot of amateur golfers do, they get to the top of the backswing and they tend to start with their arms down. And what that quite often leads to, if they start with their arms down, they tend to pull across and come across the ball, quite often slice the golf ball. The other thing that tends to happen is if you start with your arms and pull down, we quite often see this early release. So this club head gets casted away and we get an impact position here where the club head is actually beyond the hands. We can't create any sort of shuffling. Okay. Now, quite often the kind of issue is that we are not starting at the ground and working up. Okay, so if you think about the golf swing in terms of the sequencing, once we get to the top of the backswing, your first move should be starting in your feet and then up through the legs into the hips and then the body and then the club. Okay, so we are going to shift the weight into that left foot as your first move. Okay, so you're going to get to the top, shift the weight into that lead foot, and then you're going to feel like your lead hip, so your left hip as a right-hander, is rotating back. Okay, so if I go to the top of the backswing here, left hip rotates back, and we're getting into this relatively open position here. Quite often I say to my students, think about what you would do if you would throw a ball. You would naturally open out and throw it. You wouldn't just throw it with the arms. You would naturally open out with the body. Okay, so from the top, feel that left hip pulling back, and what you'll notice here is that that left leg extends a little bit. We start to get open, and all of a sudden it's much easier to get that shuffling. As soon as we get that, we start to improve strike and, most importantly, face control. Okay, so next time you're down at the range, I want you to just get to the top of the backswing, feel a little bit of a pause, pull that left hip back. You're going to shower that club out. You're going to improve strike and face control, and hopefully lower your scores. As always, if this is your first time watching the channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.